just ignore the fact that the body is for a nitro sport. It looks close enough. It actually kind of looks like my brother's Vortec. Whatever. How's it going, YouTube? It's Lucas here from DVD205 channel, and today I have a video on this. That's right, a full-length video, not a short. Granted, I like making shorts. They're easy to, they're comfy and easy to wear. Well, okay, they're quick to make, and they, get a lot of views for some reason. So, this is a 1994 Traxxas Rustler 2-wheel drive. It is brushed. It had the mechanical speed control in it, well, before I changed it out. And yes, if you don't know what a rotary mechanical speed control is, this is what came in it, and I'll show you more about it later. So, aside from this one having a different body, which I didn't get the original body with it, I just, have this, and the different tires, which these are carpet tires, and the longer front A-arms made by RPM, which are very helpful, and I have pretty much every single two-wheel drive vehicle of Traxxas. Well, except my dad's Slash, but that's beside the point. So this is practically original. It still has the whopping power of the 20-turn Traxxas Stinger, the original one, not for the ones in the Blast. It has some kind of ESC that works, admittedly. I got kind of fed up with the MSC when it didn't have braking, and reverse worked intermittently, and it seemed like it was kind of blocking out power. Also, this doesn't have resistors on the MSC. So, as I said, this is pretty much stock. It's stock servo. I think some parts up here might be a bit different and replaced. But stock servo, and originally had the stock throttle servo. The gearing, I think, is actually the same, which really nice Traxxas to include. You can't really see that, but really nice Traxxas to include the mounting spot specifically for the gearing that is stock in this vehicle. Compared to just having the adjustable things, which you can mess up with your gear mesh very quickly if not careful. So yeah, oil-filled shocks, front and rear, with coilovers. I had to, I think everything's mostly original about the rear end. The transmission is definitely a bit different than what you'd see on most modern day vehicles. I mean, pretty much everything is slightly different than modern Traxxas. For the rear, again, oil-filled shocks on the front. These originally came with solid mounted links in the front, and of course the shorter A-arms, which I don't have out here, even though I grabbed everything else. And shorter front A-arms and different tires to accommodate that, which, speaking of tires, I have the original tires, and they are very cracked and dried, except for the ones that I got, not even knowing that they were Rustler tires, and eventually got the truck later. So yeah, these originally came in either like this color of plastic, which I'm assuming is supposed to be relatively bright white. It's kind of the same color plastic as the original, like the Hawk was, which I don't know how many people saw that. Ribbed tires in the front, has a lot of different ribs on it. Interestingly, they do have bearings, or not bearings. Interestingly, there are hubs and hexes in here, so these actually do ride on hexes. They are not bearings. Whoops. Like the tires on the Nitro Sport, for instance, which is what this body is for. Otherwise, rear tires are different than these. They just are different mounted. Anyway, links weren't adjustable. I swapped them out to be longer links because longer A-arm, it makes kind of sense if you know pretty much how geometry works. Body post that I think that's how it's originally mounted. It's how it was when I got it, so I'm going to largely assume that is how that front shock tower can work. And it has taught me a lot of stuff, especially for the front wheel drive Rustler, on how to get, all of this, how to get the bodies to sit lower. Everything on this, as you can see, other than the spur gear, which is a little bit annoying, is completely black, which is very nice, because modern Traxxas vehicles are all gray, and it looks terrible, and I hate it. Granted, it differentiates the color, but still, I hate it. I don't actually have a stock Rustler anymore, that was turned into, well, a bunch of stuff. Either way. So, the way that the mechanical speed control would work, if I didn't have the ESC in the way, is these two holes by where you usually see the plate for sticking the ESC on would mount. This plate sits up here in some orientation. Actually, no, it sits down here and then screws in to these and then supports and suspends the mechanical speed control above a servo, which would be sitting here, and this part goes onto the servo. This part goes down here on top of the servo, gets sandwiched down, and that's how your compact or mechanical speed control worked, or at least rotary mechanical speed control worked. Your resistors would be mounted back here somewhere. I don't have the mounts for that, and stuff like that. So yeah, and then the power from the mechanical speed control would be gotten from the battery, and you wouldn't have an on-off switch. Yeah, there are a few problems with that. I still have this in my Vortec, and one of the main problems is it doesn't have braking. Reverse doesn't work very great. Forward doesn't even really work that great. You have to clean contacts. It sucks. So, rather than that, swapped it out to an ESC. I don't even have a clue as to what brand or name this thing holds. I would drive it around, as you know, it doesn't have an ESC, or ESC. It doesn't have a receiver, which I don't know if it has a receiver pack. Well, it wouldn't have a receiver pack. I don't know if it has a receiver box. I haven't actually, seen a whole lot of pictures of these. So, yeah, standard 27 megahertz controller, which I have 1,700 of them, as well as pretty much most other people that are in the hobby for an extended periods of time. But I would drive this. I don't have anything in here, so I'm not too concerned about it. So, I really should do driving footage more often, but no, I don't have quite the camera set up to do that. So, this is already getting to be a bunch of filler. I'll probably, as you can see, I have the carpet tires on here, so I would run it on carpet if I ever actually managed to make it to the underroad or another carpet track. Seems like every time I try to go, something has to get in the way. So yeah, that is the original two-wheel drive Traxxas Rustler, minus a few modifications that obviously wouldn't have been on there originally. Yeah, thanks for watching. Lucas out. Bye, YouTube.